Now, one more structure you have to study in detail, which is nothing but our parotid duct. So, this is the parotid duct. So, the secretions produced by the gland has to reach inside the mouth. Saliva has to be produced inside the mouth. So, whatever secretions produced by the gland is reaching the mouth, the oral cavity, through this parotid duct, which is otherwise known as Stenson's duct. So, the parotid duct is otherwise known as the Stenson's duct, which is formed within the gland and it emerges from the anterior border. Okay, so it emerges from the anterior border, then it goes little downwards and forwards along the masseter. Okay, it will go the masseter, through the masseter muscle, through the anterior border of the masseter muscle, then it turns abruptly medially. Okay, so it is starting from the gland, from the inner aspect of the gland, from the anterior border it emerges, it is going little downwards, forwards along the masseter, okay, and it turns medially. While it turns medially, it pierces three structures, okay, and those three structures are nothing but three B's: buccal pad of fat, buccinator muscle, buccopharyngeal fascia. Okay, so as you can see in this figure, it is piercing three structures: buccal pad of fat, buccinator muscle, buccopharyngeal fascia. After piercing this structure, the duct is opening, okay, it is opening to the mucous membrane of the cheek exactly opposite the second upper molar tooth. So, the duct is coming through the anterior border, resting on the masseter muscle, turns medially, pierces three structures, three B's, then it is opening into the vestibule, okay, exact location upper second molar tooth. Okay. So, in this figure I have shown you the opening of the parotid duct near the upper second molar tooth. So, there it will open to the vestibule and there it will produce, the secretions will be released at this area. So, that is the parotid duct. So, parotid duct again can be asked as a 3-mark question, and most probably the surface marking of parotid duct is also important. So, please remember, parotid duct nothing but duct of the parotid gland, other name is Stenson's duct. It is around 5 centimeters in length. It is formed inside the gland, then it is emerging through the anterior border. It is little forwards, downwards, resting on the masseter muscle, then turns medially, piercing three structures: buccinator, buccopharyngeal fascia, buccal pad of fat. Then it is little oblique in nature, opens into the vestibule of the mouth near the upper second molar tooth. So, this is about the parotid duct. If someone asks you about the parotid duct surface marking, you can tell it very easily. Okay? So, take 2 points. One point near the tragus. So, this is the external ear, the pinna, this point is the tragus. So, one point near the tragus, the other point take it midway between the ala of the nose and the red margin of the upper lip. Okay, so 2 points, one is ala of the nose, the other one is the red margin of the upper lip. Midway between that, take another point. So, one point here, one point near the tragus, join these two lines, you will get a straight line. The middle 1/3 of this line, the middle third of this line represents the parotid duct. So, whenever you are asked about parotid duct, you also write about its surface marking, and plus in your viva also they will ask you the surface marking of parotid duct. Okay. And this parotid duct, it is very important. Why? Because it is actually, this is conveying the secretions from the gland to the mouth. So, any block inside this duct will lead to anomalies or swellings produced in the gland and also decreased salivation. So, any block in the parotid duct is extremely important. Why? Because it is this parotid duct which is actually carrying the secretions from the gland to the vestibule. So, any block means it will cause manifestations in the parotid gland and also decreased salivation. Okay.